Page 43. Here we're dealing with chords, or more specifically triads. You need more information what they're giving you here to really understand this, but we'll do what we can. First, please understand that there's a whole lot of things about music that people don't agree. You know, even the music theorists don't agree. The experts don't agree. Never have, probably never will. That's human beings for you. There are some people who insist that they're right and everybody else is wrong. I tend to try and stay away from those people. I have enough of that nonsense in my life. So you believe what you want, but I'm trying to keep an open mind. But you need to understand that if you're reading something, or you're talking to somebody, or you're listening to a lecture, they may be saying things that are different than what you were taught. People don't agree on the definition of a chord. I've been on both sides of this issue. I'm not going to worry about it. Believe what you want. To me, a chord is any time I can hear harmony. That's a chord. So to me, it's two or more notes. If I can hear two or more notes, it's a chord. Some people say, no, a chord has to be three or more notes. I don't know why exactly they say that. It's whatever. Whatever the excuse is, it doesn't work. You believe what you want. However, we're dealing with triads, so it doesn't matter. I think most everyone agrees a triad is a chord. Tri means three. It's a three-note chord. More specifically, we're dealing with major triads, and that's what we need. We need more information, because you can have major, minor, diminished, augmented, triad. So just briefly, let's talk a little theory here. Going back to C major, because it uses the white keys. A triad is a three-note chord, and it's every other note in the scale, in the key. So start with the bottom note. Music is built from the bottom up. In C major, we'll start with a C. It's every other note in the key. That would be a triad, where the bottom note identifies what it is. It's a C. It's a C chord, or C triad. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay. We have different flavors of triads. Major, minor, augmented. Okay. A triad is a third and a third. Stacked. Two-thirds stacked on each other. A major triad is a major third and a minor third. A major third is 4 half steps. Across the board, that's it. 4 half steps. Doesn't matter what the keys are. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4. So a half step, half step, half step, half step. 4 half steps. That's a major third. A minor third is 3 half steps. Here, 1, 2, 3. A major and a minor. A major triad. A minor triad is switched. It's a minor third with a major third. So let's go here. We're still in the key of C major. But this is a minor third, because it's got 1, 2, 3, and this is a major third. 1, 2, 3, 4. A major third, or a minor third, and a major third. It's a minor third, or a minor triad. I'll get there, give me a moment. So it's kind of going back and forth. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. Okay, now diminished is 2 minor thirds. Here, the 7th step of a scale is diminished and major. That's a minor third, 1, 2, 3, and that's a minor third, 1, 2, 3. 2 minor thirds, that's a diminished triad. Don't worry about it. I just want you to understand we have different flavors of triads. Most of the time we're using major and minor. If I want to take a major triad and turn it to a minor, I simply take the middle note and take it down 1. So I make a minor third and a major third there. Do that. If I have a minor triad, and I want to make it a major, I take the middle and go up. Okay, clear as mud? Good. That's sort of what we're doing here. The first one they give you is here. And on the chords, when all the notes go down at the same time, it's a blocked chord, block, or blocked, depending on the author. Any other pattern than that is broken. And there are thousands of patterns of broken chords. Don't try and memorize them, no point. But in that second measure here, that is a broken chord. And And when reading music, you eventually just learn to recognize these. And you're starting to think of the music in groups of notes, not individual notes. So that second measure, I see all those notes and I think it's just a C chord, a broken C chord. And the second one, that half note, all 6 of those notes, that's just 2 C chords. So I'm not thinking of 6 notes. Oh, 6 notes, really? No, it's just a C chord in each hand. It's one thing here. It's much easier to play music when you think of it in groups like that. You'll learn to recognize them over time. You'll see the same groups over and over and over. At the bottom of the page, they're giving you first the broken and then the blocked here. You want to know what it is? Well, the bottom note identifies it in this pattern. Because remember, I can take a chord and I can rearrange the notes. As long as I use the same note names, it's the same chord. So I could do here a G, an E, and a C. That's still a C chord. It's just not in that pattern that I was using. I have to take these note names and rearrange them so it's every other note. And then the bottom note identifies the name of the chord, C. So here, the F chord, broken, blocked, and then a C chord, G, D, A, you get these? Okay. Okay, and the B, did you get that? It's a major. I got a major triad and a minor. So it's a major. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 1, 2, 3, that's a minor. It's a B major chord. Because the bottom note is a B. If I turn it over, put the B on top, I invert it. Well, the bottom note doesn't identify it anymore because it's not every other note. I have to rearrange it to every other note for that. That's how they work. You should get all this if you haven't already had it. You should get it in music theory. It just helped me to get through music theory because I can picture the keyboard in my head and I can play around with these notes in my head. Help to rearrange them and what is this and how many half steps is it? Yeah. On page 44, I have a written exercise for you. You just have a ball with that if you want. I think what they want is you to do the triads up there. I'm not sure what they want. You can read it and figure that out. Let me know if you have questions. I can be as confused as you are. And the bottom of the page, they want you to play the finger positions, all the major. Remember, the major finger position is a whole, whole, half, whole. Well, if you use that pattern on any, you got it. So it's here. Go up a half step. All the notes go up a half step. Here, they're doing it one hand at a time. I'm doing it together because it's fun. I mean, the second line is that way. Go up. Here. All I'm doing is just using the same pattern in each one. That's not totally true, but that's what you can do now. What you need to do is simply learn the scales and you play the notes in that scale. And that's what I'm actually doing. Here's B flat. I just play the notes in B flat scale. B major. And it just works out. It's that pattern. On page 45, they have the chords, the triads again. Same thing. It's a go up. That. And at the bottom of the page, a different pattern. Right hand, that's what the RH means. And now the next one's going to be left hand. Now we're moving the hands around. Let's talk about that. You're going to move a hand around. You're going to get it where you need to be before you need to be there if possible. So here, as I'm playing the right hand, and here, I'm getting the left hand up here where it needs to go. It's just hovering over the top, ready to go. So when it's turn, it goes, and the right hand gets out of the way. Left hand up again. So I'm preparing where the hand needs to be before I need to play it, because it needs to be a steady rhythm at some speed. It's important. Of course, you got to look down when you're moving around like that, but that's okay. You're only looking down long enough to figure out where you're going, and then you can look back, because hopefully you're developing a feel now where these black keys are in relation to the white keys and where these hand positions feel like.